Carter is walking a fine line and the stakes couldn't be higher. Over at Forest Creations, Rich has been giving him the benefit of the doubt for far too long, but Steffi isn't buying it anymore. She's convinced Carter's loyalty is slipping, and that his ties to Logan's could end up hurting the company. Rich, on the other hand, is all about trust. For him, Carter is irreplaceable, a key player who has proven his worth time and again. But what happens when his trust is shattered? Because let's be honest, it feels like Carter's on borrowed time, especially with the takeover plot brewing in the shadows. Now, Steffi has no issue saying what's on her mind. She's already doubting if Carter can even do his job right anymore. She's sure he's too focused on Hope and her plans, and that's got her seriously questioning if he belongs at Foresta. Rich doesn't agree. He's brushing off Steffi's concerns like they're just paranoia. As far as he's concerned, Carter is the backbone of the company. But we all know that perspective won't last long. Rich is bound to change his tune the moment Carter's betrayal comes to light, and it's coming, sooner than they think. Meanwhile, Brooke is smack dab middle in the drama, and she doesn't even know it yet. Well, not until she accidentally stumbles onto a conversation she wasn't supposed to hear. Carter and Hope are back at the cabin, plotting their bold move to take over Forest Creations. They're talking strategy, making big decisions, and thinking about what happens next. That's when Brooke overhears Hope laying it all out to Carter. He's got a choice to make, and it's a big one. Hope is floored. Her jaw practically hits the ground when she realizes Carter might just take the top spot at Foresta. Now, Brooke isn't exactly the quiet type, so this is a big deal. Does she charge into the room, guns blazing, and demand an explanation? Or does she stay silent, mulling over what she's just learned? Both options have massive consequences. If Brooke decides to expose Carter's plan, the entire scheme would come crashing down. If she keeps quiet, she's essentially giving Carter and Hope the green light to move forward. This is where things get messy. Hope would obviously prefer Brooke to zip it up and stay out of it. She's got enough on her plate without her mom blowing up the whole operation. Brooke, though, is torn. Does she stay loyal to Rich and protect the Foresters, or does she let Hope and Carter do their thing? It's a no-win situation for her, and that inner conflict could end up leading to some explosive decisions. But let's take a step back for a second and look at Carter. He's under a ton of pressure, but he's still keeping it together, for now. Rich, completely oblivious to what's really going on, is about to give him the final pieces he needs to push his plan forward. When Rich notices Carter's name on the LLC paperwork, he starts asking questions. Carter, smooth as ever, manages to talk his way out of it, convincing Rich that everything's perfectly fine. Rich buys it because, of course, he does. Carter has always been someone Rich trusts without question. So, with Rich's blessing and the signatures in hand, Carter walks out of that office ready to take next step. Now, let's not forget the ticking time bomb that is Steffi. She's been side-eyeing Carter for a while now, and her instincts are spot on. She doesn't trust him anymore, and she's vocal about it. She's been warning Rich that Carter is too caught up with the Logans, but Rich hasn't been listening. That's going to change in a big way when the truth finally comes out. Rich will feel completely blindsided, and Steffi will have all the I told you so ammo she needs. The real question is, how long can Carter and Hope keep this under wraps? Secrets have a way of getting out, especially in a place like Forest Creations, where everyone's always lurking around corners and eavesdropping on conversations. The moment Rich and Steffi connect the dots, it's game over. Carter's career at Foresta will take a nosedive, and the fallout will be nothing short of catastrophic. What's even more intriguing is how Rich and Steffi will react when they realize just how deep this betrayal goes. Will Rich regret ever putting his trust in Carter? Will Steffi use this as an opportunity to take back control and prove she was right all along? One thing's for sure, the Forrester family is in for shocking revelations and things will never be the same. As for Brooke, she is stuck in an impossible position. If she decides to keep her mouth shut, she's complicit in Carter and Hope's scheme. But if she exposes them, she risks alienating Hope and throwing forced creations into chaos. No matter what she chooses, her decision will have ripple effects that shake up everyone involved. Carter's plan is ambitious, no doubt, but ambition comes with risks. If he succeeds, he'll have pulled off one of the boldest power plays in Forrester history. But if he fails, the consequences will be brutal. For now, all we can do is sit back and watch as the drama unfolds, knowing that this is only the beginning of what promises to be one of the most explosive storylines yet. Now, what's the deal with Electra's mysterious past? It seems like she's running from more than just a bad memory. Picture this, a young, ambitious woman uproots her entire life and moves to Los Angeles, clearly trying to leave behind something, or someone, she desperately doesn't want catching up with her. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest Electra's past is wrapped in shame, secrets, and maybe even manipulation. And despite Ivy's reassurances that none of it was her fault, Electra can shake the feeling of guilt. Why? That's where things start to get juicy. Let's start with the love angle because, of course, there's one. Will has been getting close to Electra, but she's terrified of what might happen if he uncovers her skeletons. It's not just your everyday, oops, I have a messy ex scenario. Electra's fears seem rooted in something deeper, like she's convinced Will might not look at her the same way once he learns the truth. And then there's this shadowy he she keeps hinting at. Whoever this guy is, his presence in her life clearly messed her up, and she's not ready to let him ruin her fresh start at Forced Creations. According to the latest Trauma-Field previews, Remy Price is creeping around Electra, but what's baffling is her reaction. She doesn't look terrified, more like uneasy, as if seeing him doesn't exactly catch her off guard. This begs the question, what kind of history do these two share? Remy being a stalker is a no-brainer at this point, but there is going to be more to it. Simply being stalked wouldn't make Electra feel this level of shame. If anything, it would earn her sympathy. So what's the real story? What if Remy didn't just stalk Electra? What if he played her? Imagine this. Young Electra gets duped online by someone she thinks is a dream guy. She shares private moments, maybe even risque photos or videos, thinking she's falling for a charming stranger. The twist is that stranger was Remy all along, masterfully catfishing her and setting her up for potential humiliation. But remember, when Will casually asked Electra about her modeling experience and she got weirdly cagey about it, she brushed it off, saying it wasn't her thing, but there was something in her tone that screamed, "I've got a story here." What if Electra's brief modeling stint wasn't as innocent as she let on? Maybe someone, possibly Remy, coerced her into doing something she wasn't comfortable with? The idea of being manipulated into such a situation would explain her lingering shame and her panic over Will's questions. Let's not forget the possibility of blackmail. What if Remy has been holding something over Electra's head this entire time? Maybe he threatened to leak those scandalous moments unless she played by his rules. While Electra may have managed to keep it on the wraps so far, the fear of it all blowing up must weigh on her constantly. Whatever went down between Electra and Remy, with Remy prowling around and Electra struggling to keep her cool, things are bound to explode. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you guys soon in the next video. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Until next time, take care.